I thought I had this whole parenting thing down. I really did. But then, one afternoon in my Mumbai flat, total chaos erupted, and it completely shattered everything I thought I knew about how kids actually learn.
So picture this. My 10-month-old son, Arav, he'd redecorated. He pulled out every single utensil from the kitchen. I'm talking steel bowls, plastic containers, spoons, you name it, it was on the floor. And there he is, right in the middle of this glorious mess, banging two pot lids together like he's conducting an orchestra, just completely in the zone. And me, all I can think is, oh my God, my mother-in-law's coming tomorrow.
So, yeah, I was panicking. I mean, the mess was bad enough, but something else started nagging at me. A much bigger, way more stressful thought started creeping in. And that thought was this: is Arav actually learning anything from this? Or am I just being a lazy parent? I mean, really, was this some kind of genius level education happening on my kitchen floor, or was it just a mess? I started picturing my neighbor's little girl, sitting so quietly with her perfect little shape sorters, and I just felt this weave of guilt. Was I totally failing him? And what made it even crazier was that we had this super expensive educational toy set, the kind. And it was just sitting there, collecting dust, completely ignored. But a couple of steel bowls from the kitchen, to him, that was the most fascinating thing on the planet. So I'm stuck in this weird place, right? Between what I thought he should be doing and what he was actually doing. And honestly, that confusion is what sent me down this whole rabbit hole. And what I found was this huge paradox at the heart of early childhood learning. It's this massive clash between what our culture tells us to do and what the science actually says is best. Okay, so on one side, you've got all this pressure for structured, super organized learning, right? We're talking tuition classes, workbooks for kids who can't even walk yet, flashcards. The whole message is that learning has to be clean, neat, and something you can measure. But then on the other side, you have all of this developmental science literally screaming at us that little kids learn best through messy, totally unstructured, hands-on play. And as a parent, you're caught in the middle. It's really confusing. So let me tell you about this kid, Sia. As a toddler, she was the messiest kid you've ever seen. Always mixing doll with water, pulling every single tissue out of the box. You get the idea. Her family was kind of worried. But here's the thing. All that mess was actually her brain building this incredible foundation for deep learning. So by the time she got to first grade, she wasn't just doing okay. She was excelling. Why? Because she had learned how to think and how to solve problems on her own. Now let's flip that. Look at Rahul. His parents did the total opposite, the structured route. Flashcards, workbooks, the whole 9 yards. And hey, by age 3, he could recite the alphabet, no problem. Looked great on paper, but by age 6, he was really struggling with creative thinking. See, he was fantastic at repeating information, but he couldn't apply it. He'd learned how to follow instructions perfectly, but he'd never learned how to just explore. And seeing that contrast, Saya versus Rahul, that was a huge aha moment for me. I realized I had to figure out what was actually going on inside Arav's little head when he was making that giant mess. And let me tell you, the science behind it's absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, get this. By the time a child is just 3 years old, their brain has exploded to about 15,000 synaptic connections for every single neuron. I mean, that's just a staggering number. It's a density that's way, way greater than our adult brains. This is their absolute peak learning time. And what builds all those critical connections? It's not sitting still and getting instructions. It's active, hands-on, multisensory exploration. It's the mess. So think back to Arab banging those two pot lids together. In that moment, it's like a symphony is happening inside his brain. His visual system is tracking the movement, his motor system is coordinating his hands, his auditory system is processing that clanging sound, and his tactile system is feeling the vibration. You've got all these different parts of his brain firing and wiring together all at the same time. It's incredible. Now let's compare that rich brain activity to just looking at a flashcard. The sensory play, the banging lids, is creating exponentially more connections. It's active, it's rich, it's complex. The flashcard? That's just passive. He's just receiving information. It's not even a fair fight, really. This changed everything for me. You know that thing kids do when they're in the high chair and they drop a spoon on the floor for the 100th time?
You pick it up, they drop it again. It feels like they're just testing your sanity, right? But they're not. He's not testing my sanity. He's conducting a physics experiment. His little hypothesis is, if I open my hand, this thing falls. Result? Yep, it fell again. And boom, a new neural pathway just got a little bit stronger. Okay, so this is all great, right? Science says mess is good, but how do you actually live with it? I mean, you can't just let your toddler completely destroy your home 24/7. So that's where I landed on this solution, something I call structured chaos. It's all about finding that perfect middle ground. And it's pretty simple, actually. All it means is that you create manageable boundaries for the mess. You're saying, okay, the chaos is where the learning is happening. I get that. But you put that chaos into a container, so you can keep your sanity and your house doesn't look like a total disaster zone. And this isn't just some abstract theory. I really put this into practice at home. I created this little playbook for myself, and honestly, it completely changed our daily routine. It's simple, it's practical, and the best part, it actually works. So here are my 5 main strategies. First, we made a designated mess zone. For us, it was just a big plastic mat on the balcony. Super simple. Second, we have a timed mess window, about 30 minutes. That's it. Third, I just use simple stuff from the kitchen. Fourth, and this one is so important, I try to just observe his play instead of telling him what to do. And finally, we balance it all out with some gentle academic stuff, like counting the stairs when we go up or down. And seriously, you do not need to buy expensive toys. Your kitchen is a gold mine. A little bit of dal or rice for pouring and scooping, some Autodough for squishing and shaping, the same steel bowls and spoons he loves so much. All these everyday things provide these incredibly rich sensory experiences that toys just can't compete with. So, remember my mother-in-law's visit? The one I was dreading? Well, she arrived, and of course, she sees Arav on the balcony, happily playing with doll on his mat. And yeah, I got the raised eyebrow. But this time, I was ready. I just calmly said something like, child development experts actually say this kind of play is amazing for building brain connections. And just having the confidence and the science to back it up, it completely changed the whole conversation. I felt so empowered. So the big takeaway here is that all that mess, it's not mindless. It's literally how your child's brain is building itself, connection by connection. But of course, all this exploration brings up a whole new challenge, doesn't it? The big emotions. That frustration when the blocks fall over, the anger when playtime is over, all those huge meltdowns over what seems like the tiniest things. Which leaves us with a pretty big question. If messy play builds a brain, what in the world are all those meltdowns building?